Hello, I'm Dale Beugin. I'm the Vice President of Research and Analysis at the Canadian Institute for Climate Choices. We're an independent research organization, so it's our job to give governments advice that's grounded in the best analysis and best evidence about how to get to a future that works for Canadians, that is prosperous, that is low carbon, that's resilient to a changing climate. I think increasingly Canada, like the rest of the world, is realizing that climate change is a challenge that we just can't ignore. It brings opportunities, yes, it brings risks, absolutely. It's a thing that is increasingly at the forefront of our attention. I think Canadian governments and Canadians themselves are kind of increasingly aware of the significance of climate change and therefore of climate change policy. And to succeed, to really get through these challenges and seize those opportunities, we need good advice, and we need advice that's grounded in evidence and analysis, and that's what we bring. Our expertise comes largely from 3 expert panels that support all the work we do and the research we put out. And those expert panels are made up of experts and knowledge holders from across the country from a wide range of disciplines. Some bring economics expertise, some bring technology expertise, some are social scientists, some are political scientists, some are traditional knowledge holders from Indigenous perspectives. And together they bring this diverse perspective as to what climate change means for us, what the options we have to move through it, and how we can navigate those choices in a way that works for Canada and for Canadians. Think of it this way. We want to get to a future that is low carbon, that is resilient to a changing climate, but it's also prosperous. Canadians are doing well, the economy is growing. The question is, how do we get to that future? And I think what we do is sort of like shining a flashlight down the dark path. At the end of the day, governments are making their own choices. All we can do is give them advice that is grounded in the best evidence and the best analysis, and that is practical. It's up for them to choose to walk down those paths. We are trying to kind of look ahead and provide the foresight as to what Canada might encounter, what challenges, what opportunities, as it starts to try to realize that future. For example, we are looking at the economic costs of a changing climate. What do the physical impacts of climate change mean for the economy, mean for the people of Canada? So we're looking at the economic risks in terms of how climate change will affect health, how it will change disease and the welfare of Canadians. We're looking at the implications of a changing climate for our infrastructure and what we'll have to rebuild differently or rebuild better and what that will cost the economy. Here's the thing, climate change and climate change policy here internationally, it's not only coming, it's already here. And it touches absolutely everything. How we make food, how we produce goods and services in the economy, how we get to work, how we do everything is affected by a changing climate, but also contributes to a changing climate because we currently do it in a way that produces greenhouse gas emissions. The only way out of this mess also touches everything. We need solutions that are going to make sure Canadians are still prospering, that Canadians are still well off and still living the lives they want to live. And we can. There is a way out of this if we choose the right policies, if we make the right choices as a country to try to navigate those complicated paths through climate change. Now, I think there's an opportunity for Canada to act now in a way that is decisive and proactive and gets us to the destination we want, rather than being dragged along by a changing global economy. Let's take the action ourselves. Let's drive where we want to go and make our own choices as a country about how we're going to respond to climate change.